Between the battery and the USB socket is a conversion circuit, and this changes 3.7 volt into USB friendly 5 volt.
Oh, really?
Hi everyone, my name is Angie and I'm in the office today. So I found something to do today to kind of stray away from the build it yourself thing that I've been doing. But to do that, I kind of need a fire extinguisher. So it's here, which is also why I am in the office, because this is the one place that I have access to it. So I actually work with drone quite a fair bit in my work. So because of that, I get to play with all the toys that comes along with having a drone. We have quite the fleet of drone, I would say. We have quite a few different models, and we used to work with them quite a lot. So when you're working with equipment, especially things that tends to fall out of the sky, crashes are kind of inevitable. So we had two batteries, or rather we had two pairs of batteries that we have since decommissioned. One set was because the battery had started to bloat, so it was unsafe to use it, to continue using it on the drone. And the second pair, which I have here, it's because we crashed it. It was quite a bad crash. We do log and report all our crashes. We only had two bad ones so far. The other kinds are like... Actually, these are the only two crashes that I can remember. Yeah, so we do report all our crashes with the Singapore authorities, because just to keep a track record in a sense. And also, I mean, if you have nothing to hide, then why not, right? And like, personally, I feel that if we are transparent with the authorities, I mean, there should be a certain level of trust that eventually will be built up. Yeah, but that's my opinion. I have no idea whether that's true on their end. But anyway, so I thought of opening these up because not a lot of people actually own this kind of drone, because it's really expensive compared to the standard Mavic, for example. The smaller ones, those are like the consumer kind. You can get it for like $2,000, but this is more for professional use. So you don't just come across anyone that owns this particular model of drone. So since I have a set of 40 batteries, I thought might as well, I can open it up and see what's inside. I have never seen it before. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah. The good thing about being in the office is that I have all the tools that I need. So batteries aside, I've got the iFixit kit, which I used for quite a few projects before. The MacBook one, the Nightbot, the very first Joy-Con video I wanted to use this, but the one I had at home was enough. But this has everything, so I'm gonna get started. The danger with opening up electrical components is always you have no idea how much brute force is acceptable. Most of the time, if you have to resort to brute force, means something is wrong. But occasionally, especially with things that you're not supposed to open up, you kind of need to use brute force, but then also you have no idea how much is the right amount. So then the battery the problem with battery is that if you poke into the cells, it might catch a fire, which is also why I need a fire extinguisher. Yeah, and it's not like a normal fire that I can just put out, because it's chemical based. There's this bundle of cables over here that is actually keeping the covers like really taut, like I can't exactly separate this without breaking the cable. Not sure if cutting it is a good idea. I'll see if I can get them separated first before I try anything else. This is as much as I can remove without soldering the rest of the cables off. Motherboard is attached right over here, and all these are talking to the cells. The way they paired up the cells is quite interesting, although to be very honest, I have no idea how all of this works because I never actually studied engineering. Yeah, this is interesting. So each cell comes pre-packaged like this, and it's glued on really tightly to the cases, which made it really hard to remove. I guess for the safety of using the batteries, it makes sense. So these batteries are supposedly really high capacity because I mean, first of all, it's used to power up a 3.7 kg drone, and even then, like, we could only achieve like 20 minutes of flight time. So these batteries are supposedly really high capacity, and over here it says that it is 97.58 watt hour. For those who are not familiar with batteries, so apparently there is a limit on how much battery you can bring on board a flight. So it is capped off at 100 watt hour, which is also why a lot of batteries used in like the media industry, or I'm not sure about other industries, but for us the highest capacity battery that we have are the V mounts, and they are almost always capped at 99 watt hour. I didn't understand the reason why, now I do. And then over here it says that the rated capacity is 4280 mAh, milliampere hour, which actually I was very confused because this is supposed to be a very high capacity battery, right? Then how come the mAh is so much lower than all the power banks that we've been seeing outside? And we decided to do a bit of googling, and we found out that so to achieve the watt hour, it is using ampere hour times voltage, and which will give you watt hour. So essentially 4.28 amp hour times 22.8 volt will get you 97.58 watt hour. So the power banks outside that boast their 20,000 mAh, which basically means 20 amp hours, they can say that because their voltage is a lot lower than this battery. So typical USB has 5 volts, but if we take 20,000 mAh, which is essentially 20 amp hours, times 5 volt, we will get you 100 watt hour. So technically you won't be able to carry those power banks on board a flight. But after some googling, we found out that a standard power bank, their cells is actually only 3.7 volt, which, let me math. Which is only 74 watt hour, which is why airlines do not have an issue with your 20k mAh power banks, and also explains why this thing has so low mAh compared to every other battery that we normally see. That's because it has extremely high voltage. Its nominal voltage is 22.8. So that's like the baseline of power that it outputs. This has been interesting because it's something that I actually work with quite often, but I've never really paid any attention to. I just knew that these batteries have extremely high capacity, but it drains really quickly because of the drone itself. Yeah, well, if you want to try something like this, first of all, if you do have the batteries, I would think doing it on discharged batteries would be a lot better than doing it in charged batteries. I have no idea what I'm saying. But yes, please get yourself a fire extinguisher just in case. When you're dealing with power and battery stuff, it will never be too safe lah. And while reading these, there is a clause under warning that says, never disassemble, puncture, shock, crash, short, incinerate the battery. Yeah, so I mean this is already crashed. So some explanations on the whole battery part. So these are small multi-cell batteries, and each cell, it says it's 3.8 volt, which, I mean, if inferring from that, then maybe our power banks is just one large cell. So the thing about battery cells is the lower the voltage, in essence it's safer. So if you have one cell that outputs a really high voltage, there is a concern regards to safety, which is also why like your touching an electrical line will electrocute you essentially, whereby if you hold AA batteries from edge to edge is fine, that kind of thing. So smaller cells, or rather lower voltage cells, are safer, which we are guessing is why DJI chose to merge like 6 small cells together instead of having one big cell to output at a higher voltage. Yeah, and another reason that my colleague suggested was that if one cell fails, the other cells could pick up the slack, which makes sense. But I mean, we are not engineers, so we are making wild guesses at this point. Someone please correct us if you're wrong. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!